Hello everyone, my name is Victor Crumb, and a few months ago, the next major update to Minecraft, which is the 1.17 Fusion Plus update, was announced. So the first feature we're going to talk about is the bundles, which are kind of like an early game shulker box. So we'll get right into that. So bundles can basically hold up to a stack of any item. They're currently in the snapshots right now and are a very unique storage item. Like I already said, they're basically a shulker box, but they can't hold as much and they are easier to craft. In this new update, we'll see lots of new types of caves. One of those is the Lush Caves. So there's this new tree called the Azalea tree, and it marks where the Lush Caves can be found in your world. So the Lush Caves appear to be covered in a new moss block, along with a new light source. Hanging down on those vines are the glowberries, which is a new lighting block, which might also be a food source. There seems to be a lot of other new blocks, but they aren't in game yet, so you do not know too much about this type of cave. So moving on to our second new type of cave, we have the Dripstone Cave, which are covered in these stalactites and stalagmites. So these appear to be I think a trap block that do damage to you when you step on them, and I don't really like the texture they have right now, only because I don't feel like it fits with the caves. We can also see the zombie falls on them and dies in the trap. Alright, so our, our next new item is called the candle, which is a very interesting new light source. They come in all sorts of colors. These aren't all of them. These are just a selection. So yeah. Um, they look like more of a decorative thing for like building coffee tables and whatnot. You can also light them and with a flint and steel, so they give off light. And then you can place these candles on another block to make four of them. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the new cave generation. So it appears that they're going to make really large and open caves, and then also some really small ones. And there also appears to be caves that are entirely flooded with water, and that you can go through. And I really like the idea of having larger caves that you can actually use an elytra to fly through. Like the player at what the player does here, and 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 I also like the idea of having water in the case so you can actually ride a boat through the caves, and it looks really cool. you can ride down all the waterfalls. And there also appears to be like stalagmites and stalactites made out of stone and stuff, which is pretty cool. So our next feature is a smaller one, the Dripstone plant, which is going to be kind of a parkour block that you can just hop up it. However, as you can see in a minute here, when the player finally reaches to the top, you stand on it too long, you fall right through it, which is pretty interesting. Alright, so our next feature is Hopper, which is not going to be like a normal material for like crafting tools and armor or anything. It's actually going to be more of a decorative block. It's also used to craft something that we'll talk about a little bit later. But there's like weathered away copper blocks that you can see I'm placing around here, like the green ones. You can actually if it gets rained on, it will start to rust and then it will start to turn green, which is pretty cool. Yeah, they have a pretty cool texture too. I looked at the crafting recipes a little bit, and they are kind of expensive. So, now this next one will definitely be interesting for new Minecraft players. Which is like a sensor that detects vibrations, and it detects vibrations, and it actually kind of makes wireless redstone possible, which is pretty cool. Yeah, but if you use wool, you can actually make it only some directions, so which is pretty cool. So yeah, pretty cool. Alright, so we are also getting some new mobs in this new update. And the first one we're going to talk about is the Axolotl. Now, the Axolotl is an underwater creature that doesn't really appear to have much of a use right now. See what they look like on screen. But hopefully they'll add use to them. They actually look kind of cute. But that's pretty much all they have in game right now. Alright, so this item we're about to look at is crafted with copper. It's basically a telescope in Minecraft. And it's not really as good as Optifine Zoom. If you, I didn't show it here, but if you press F1, I think it removes a little box around it. But still, you don't have to gather all the copper and stuff to craft it. It also looks pretty interesting in F5 mode. It will match up to your player's eye. Alright, so the next feature that we're going to look at is called the Amethyst Geode, which is very unique. We don't really know what it's used for yet, but yeah, they naturally spawn in your world, and they have these crystals in them, which they are technically used for crafting the telescope block. So the next feature we're going to talk about is the worm. Let's take a look. So this appears to have its own cave biome dedicated to it. You can also see the skull growth there in that biome. And we have a player here walking around with full netherite, apparently. And he apparently he's about to come across like the warden. So yeah, we can see like the skulk sensors like detecting the vibration and stuff. And it's like a very interesting cave found because there's like that new stone over there, and unless they're like using a texture pack, which I don't think they are, but and we can also see the candles over there. So I'll just let you watch. All right. So the final thing we're going to talk about is the new archaeology system that's going to be added in. And so around your world, you'll find these dig sites, which are randomly generated, and they'll have this new item called the brush, which you can go down and basically use it on any block to uncover a treasure. Some blocks like gravel and dirt, but some blocks like this one don't have anything in them. But but this one and it does, and if you're wobbling around too much, the item will break. Massive bummer to lose a diamond block, but and so you can also find these ceramic shards, and so which we'll get to later. But and you can cover a lot of different ones. And also remember, these are not the finalized textures for them. So and 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 you can also find like different ore blocks and stuff, like the diamond and the emerald. But and you can find in both of your collection, and then like put them on these new clay pots, which you can put any ceramic shard on, and then light with a flint and steel under it, and then it'll have a nice ceramic pot. All right, guys, that's pretty much all for for now. Now, if you want more update videos like these, then a like would be greatly appreciated, and subscribe for more content. And yeah, that's it. See you in the next one. Goodbye.